This is the Rogie Report, news on the Fringe FM. I'm Jess Rogie. Have you used Flickr to upload photos? Your photos were probably used to help build an AI facial recognition system, and now you can search your old Flickr photos on a site called Exposing AI. The online photo sharing site has more than 87 million users, and it allows users to share their photos under Creative Commons license, meaning others could use their photos with certain restrictions. What those users didn't know is AI researchers at leading universities and tech companies have been scraping digital photos from a wide variety of sources, including photo sharing services like Flickr, social networks, and dating sites. Liz O'Sullivan, the technology director at the Surveillance Technology Oversight Project, says people need to realize that some of their most intimate moments have been weaponized. The .love pass incident has been one of the most puzzling mysteries of the 21st century and has quite possibly been solved. A group of 9 students went missing after going on a trek in the Ural Mountains. The group was led by Igor Dyatlov 62 years ago. The group's tent was discovered sliced from the inside with a sharp object. The belongings of the hikers were strewn about the campsite. Footprints were discovered indicating they had left, some of them without shoes or socks. Only 5 of the bodies were discovered, and many of them exhibiting physical trauma such as cracked skulls and broken ribs. The remaining 4 members were never located. And now a new study published in the Journal of Communications, Earth and Environment, it theorizes that the hikers may have died from an unusual form of small delayed avalanche. The study's author argued that the hikers cut into the snow to pitch their tent, and the slope was destabilized. While there was no fresh snowfall that night, the study's authors believed that winds had brought in snow from higher up, causing the avalanche. A ghost dog has been disrupting the filming of the new season of Peaky Blinders. While shooting the new season for the show in Cheshire, England at Arley Hall, the crew was shocked to hear sounds of a barking dog from inside the building. Legend says the former owner was mistakenly killed by his dog, then the gamekeeper shot the dog. It is said anyone who looks similar to the gamekeeper will be attacked by the spectral dog. Sources say a few of the crew think they heard some howling from the old corridors, and it's especially creepy as a few of the shots were at night. There are also reports of sightings of an older gentleman apparition smoking a pipe. This has been the Rogie Report, news on the Fringe FM. I'm Jess Rogie.
There's 2 of them talking.
Views and opinions are not necessarily that of John Strange, false, guest, and affiliated.
You have everything of a great conspiracy.
Yeah, it's kind of a creepy place, you know, because there's no light at all.
A lot of experiments out there.
Plutonium, nuclear weapon.
Nuclear destruction. They're just balls of light. There's a ghost in the house.
Hola, everyone. Broadcasting live from the Napa Valley wine country, just outside the mystical Sonoma Mountains. This is Beyond the Strange. Broadcasting live on the Fringe FM and Spreaker. I'm your host, Dave Cruz. Thank you for joining us tonight. It is Monday, February 2nd, 2021, the year of our Lord. We have a great, exciting show for you tonight. Tiffany Fontenot, reverse speech analyst, will be joining us here in a bit. She's been on the show before. It's been a while, so I'm very happy to welcome back Tiffany to the show. And like I said, we have tons to talk about. But first, follow the show on Twitter at Strange Days 2015. Use the hashtag Beyonders for comments and questions, retweets, all that good stuff. Make sure to subscribe to Beyond the Strange at our Twitch channel and YouTube channel, and please hit that follow button and subscribe button so you can get new notifications when the show goes live. Also, you can join the chat or leave a comment during the live streams or after viewing the video. And again, remember, hit that follow button, and that way you'll know when there's a live new show for YouTube and for Twitch. Also, you can join the Beyonders Chat Discord channel, where there are plenty of fringe topics to discuss with a friend or to get more information about a certain subject, topic. Just go to beyondstrange.com and click the show chat tab at the top of the page, and that'll get you hooked up to the official Beyond the Strange Chat Discord room. All right. And also, you can reach me on Telegram under Dave Cruz and write emails to dave@beyondstrange.com for show and guest suggestions, input, or just to say hello. And then lastly, please sign up for the BTS newsletter at the beyondstrange.com website for updates and shows and guests, giveaways, news, all kinds of stuff. The monthly newsletter, it's free to register, so register today, and you'll get your newsletter on the first of the month. Okay. Let's see. At this time, there's really no announcements. I just want to, I do want to say how much I appreciate, and I want to say thank you again to Russ Bailey and Jess Rogie of the Rogie Report that filled in for me last week. We had a great time. You know, my wife and I, it was a very nice anniversary trip. We went out to the ocean and kicked it on the coast and had a good time. And, you know, sometimes we just need to do that. You know, people forget that it's really important to just take, a day or two and just get away from everything, get away from the news, get away from the job, you know, the water cooler talk, all that stuff, you know, just even your family. Sometimes you got to get away so you don't have to hear all the stuff there's negativity everywhere. But, you know, it's important to just, you know, take some time for you and your loved one and get away and do something really nice and, you know, come back refreshed and re-energized. And yeah, sometimes we got to do that. So once again, thanks again to Jess Rogie and Russ Bailey. All right. Speaking of Russ Bailey of Black Sky Paranormal is here with us tonight. He is the co-host of Beyond the Strange and He's a good friend of mine. So welcome, Russ Bailey. Thank you for joining us, my friend.
Hey, great to be here, Dave. Good evening, everybody. Looks like we got a full chat. Chat's filling up in the Discord. We got Mike Jordan, Ken, Diana, Rohan, and in the Spreaker chat so far we've got Catalina and Ken in there also. Thanks, everybody, for joining us this evening.
Indeed. And we also do have a Fringe FM Discord channel. It's called the Main Room, I think, or the Main Hall. That's what it is. Mm-hmm. And, Night Stalker is usually hanging in there, and Rohan and Rivers, but then usually they come over to the Strange chat or into the Spreaker chat. So there's chat rooms everywhere, but it's all good, either in Discord or in Spreaker. So welcome everybody. And it's all good. So, I'm going to bypass news for tonight and, stories and all that stuff because we got a lot to cover with Tiffany. So right now I just want to introduce Tiffany Fontenot. Took disability retirement from her career as a public school teacher around 2010 due to bioweapons assault. She has also been working to help others help heal her body as well as to facilitate the healing of others. Can't talk tonight. She took a leap of faith in 2013 when she had her opiate pain pump removed and started making big changes in her life, mentally, physically, and spiritually. Tiffany continues to work to move her body into full health and no longer relies on a cane to be able to walk. She holds a master's degree in education. She earned level 1 and 2 certifications from Dolores Cannon before Dolores passed in Dolores Cannon's quantum healing hypnosis therapy method. Tiffany has now completed both her reverse speech investigator and analyst training, and she has now completed her reverse speech practitioner's course taught by the discoverer of reverse speech over 30 years ago with her teacher, David Oates, starting in February of 2016. Ms. Fontenot works hard to see challenges as opportunities for improvement and has overcome many obstacles in her life's journey. You can learn more by visiting Tiffany's website at ourstillsmallvoice.com/about. So please welcome back to Beyond the Strange, my friend, Tiffany Fontenot. Tiffany, thank you so much for coming back to the show.
Oh, you are so welcome, Dave. It's good to be here with you and Russ. And all the listeners. So I understand this is going out on video later. So I'm going to be doing some stuff for those who want to watch the video later. I'll put what I'm covering up on the screen for them. And I just want to remind everybody, Dave put up in the Discord chat the links that we're going to be looking at tonight. We probably won't get to all of them, but I put all of them in there. And all of the MP3s that we're going to be listening to of the reversals that I just found the other day, several on Fauci and Bill Gates. Those are quite interesting, the ones that I just found. So all of that's going to be in there. So let's see. Let me start off. Would you like me to go ahead and start, Dave? And just
Absolutely.
dive in? Oh,
absolutely.
Good. Okay, so please feel free to share this information. It's in the Google Drive link, what I'm about to go over, this stuff. So, okay, let me tell you a little bit about reverse speech. Some of you probably already know, but I'm going to go over for those first timers. God made our brain in 2 hemispheres, and God made consciousness in at least 2 directions, possibly even more that we just don't know about yet. So one direction shows up in our forward speech as our free will speech direction, where we are free to lie or tell the truth. And the other direction is our involuntary or unconscious direction that's similar to how we have other involuntary systems in our body that we don't have to think about, like our heart beating. So that is the side of our consciousness that God made that shows up in speech in the reverse direction. So we can only tell the truth from this side of our consciousness, in the reverse side, the involuntary side. So we don't have a choice on that side because it's unconscious. So it always tells the truth. We actually pick it up and can hear our reverse speech on a subtle level. And it's the reverse speech that makes things ring true or false to us based on how well we are tuned into it. So we start developing it at about 4 months of age, and we start learning it from our parents at an unconscious, involuntary biological human system. And it always comments on our forward speech. Well, most of the time it does. Okay. So our reverse speech is from our subconscious. It comes from our subconscious, from our collective conscious, and from our higher consciousness. That comes from the same hardwired for truth side of us as our dreams and our body language comes from. Then I have a video here of reverse speech in children that you'll be able to see if you watch the video, but you'll just be able to hear it, of course. And I'll just play a couple of those right now for y'all. There's going to be a little 4-month-old on there. And then, so I might stop to talk about a couple of these. So let me go ahead, and I've got to share I think I have to share my screen here. Just one moment. Okay, so share screen. Oh, can you hear that, Dave? Okay, hang on. It says, Dave, it says you disabled it. It says host disabled, participant screen sharing. Ooh, and I can't hear you.
I'm sorry about that. Yeah. Okay. So it should be enabled now. I just enabled all participants.
Oh, okay. Okay. So share screen.
Try that.
Share sound. Okay. Now here's where we want to go right here. So we'll share that one. Okay. Now here's a little 4-month-old baby. and he's going to say hello.
Whoa.
Did you hear him? He said it twice.
Oh my gosh, that's so crazy.
Wow, that's insane.
That is insane.
And so let me go to, well, this is a 9-month-old child that's next, and she's reaching for the tape recorder. And so the way that we do now, my teacher and the discoverer of reverse speech is David Oates, and he has a specific type of method for reverse speech analysis, and it'll play it forward first, and then it'll play it at 3 speeds. 1 is normal, and then down twice, so that you can pick up on the detail.
Okay.
So each time we're gonna hear it that way. So this little toddler is reaching for the tape recorder and says, "What's that?" in her reverse speech. Okay, so let's listen to that one.
Wow.
Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay, that was forward and backward, back to back.
Yeah, you can.
Okay, now this
definitely see the
one,
difference. Yeah.
This one is David Oates has twin girls that are all grown, but this is when one of them, I think they may have both been in the tub, but it might have just been one. But one of them, he has twins, and one of them, I can't remember which one this one was, but it was at 14 months old, and she was playing in the bathtub, and she held up a cup to David, and she wanted him to fill up the cup. And so she says, help, David. And so let's listen to that one. It'll play forward and then in reverse. Okay, so she reaches out to her father, David, for help in picking up a cup.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
David,
Wow.
help me. Yep.
I literally have goosebumps. This is so bizarre.
It is.
Oh my gosh, that is so bizarre.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Now
Tiffany, how old did you say she was?
That one was 14 months old.
14 months. So she's still a toddler, and she doesn't really know how to speak very well.
Right. So we had 4 months, 9 months, and 14 months.
Right. That's amazing. That's amazing.
And now I would like to skip ahead to this little girl is disabled, and she can only vocalize in her forward speech. She's not able to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And this works for anyone who can vocalize in their forward speech. Like when David had me on his show one time, he did a show on Alzheimer's patients, and a lot of them, are not able to talk anymore, but they're able to vocalize. And you just can't tell what they're saying, but their reversals are very clear. And this reversal is not real clear, but it is precious. And this is a moving example of a handicapped child who has been nonverbal since birth.
Okay.
And so then she says, "Mommy, I love you," in her reversal. But and what I was saying is the anyone who can vocalize forward, you will be able to find reverse speech in it. So it will help you to find out what's wrong or what they're expressing. So it's really, it really is special, for people who are in end of life care, when people lose the ability to speak, if they can still vocalize, you can still find out what's going on.
Okay.
When you need to with reverse speech. Okay, here she is. Mommy, love you.
There it is.
That's forward and backward.
Wow.
Okay, now this.
Man, yeah, that is just. I'm just dumbfounded by the way this is.
I'm speechless.
Yeah, I mean, this is, this is the weird thing, Russ, is I've listened to, Tiffany and I have done shows like this before, but I don't think we did children when we first did the show. And that's why I'm just like, I can't believe this. This is amazing that you can actually get the actual speech of what these children are saying, even though they still don't know how to talk, as long as they're making noises and it's the forward speech. You can hear it backwards what they're really saying. That is fascinating. Fascinating.
We
It
learned
is.
we learned reverse speech first at about 4
Amazing.
months old, because that involuntary subconscious system, those all come in first. Okay. Now, this one is pretty funny. He's got a dirty diaper, and his dad asked him, get your diaper, come get your diaper changed or something like that. And he's like, help me out. So let's play this one.
Dan, I got a diaper for you.
A diaper?
Yeah.
Okay, and that's David's
amazing.
side. Okay, so let's see. I think I have to stop this share and then reshare.
While you're doing that, Tiffany, I just had an idea, Dave. I'm just
I saw that.
I'm just wondering. I'm just wondering what some of my EVPs that I've captured over the years
those,
would sound like in reverse speech.
I found some EVPs, like Ellen DeGeneres lives in a like haunted house or something to that effect, and she's got a lot of EVPs. So I have examples on my website of EVPs in forward and reverse.
Wow, that's awesome.
House.
Yeah, we'll have to definitely check those out.
Okay, now can y'all see my Word document?
Yes.
Okay, so that was reverse speech in children, and then this right here, we're gonna talk about this other weird stuff. I have a front row seat to this freak show that's been going on. I'm gonna talk a lot about that.
All right, no
let's
problem.
see. So the CIA has the theory of reverse speech in their reading room because they have studied it. They seem to be very intimidated by the truth coming from our reverse speech, and they harass many reverse speech professionals who are very good at pulling RS from our shared consciousness and interpreting it. So David goes over that in books that he's written. He, as soon as Dick Cheney became aware of reverse speech, David started getting harassed, and his office was set on fire, and he ended up moving back to Australia. So it was pretty bad. And then, so anyway, I believe that David Oates' son, David is the man who discovered reverse speech over 30 years ago, and the man who started RS with David, named Greg Albrecht. I believe both of them were killed for this. Then in my family, we are actually on the globalist Stasi human intelligence exploitation and depopulation kill list. So we are hit with EMF. It just said our internet connection is unstable when I said that.
Really?
Oh, wow.
That doesn't surprise me.
Okay, so we're hit with EMF weapons 24/7, 365. So it would be really great if we could get the correct information out to the world about reverse speech before that side of who we are through our reverse speech gets completely extinguished by the darkness dominating our planet currently. So if you guys could, supporting reverse speech is really important, especially at this time, because it's got a lot to say. So thank you so much for researching and posting about this side of us that, if most people knew about, could restore our planet to balance, to the balance that our Creator had in mind for us. Our reverse speech is a direct check against secrecy and deception. And those are the very two things that darkness must have in order to thrive. So this is almost like a living Bible inside of us, is what I think of it as, because I equate truth with God. So anyway, thank you for helping to get this truth out to the world, and please do pray for RS personnel who are pulling it out and translating it to help bring us like all closer to the truth and to God. And I am currently a certified reverse speech analyst. And then our site is ourstillsmallvoice.com. And let's see.
And actually, Tiffany, I'm sorry, but we have to cut to a break. I just realized
okay.
We just went over. So I'll tell you what, we'll just go ahead and we will pick it up right after the break. I apologize for that. You're listening to The Fringe FM. This is Beyond the Strange, and we are speaking with reverse speech analyst Tiffany Fontenot. Don't go away. We're just getting started, everyone. We'll be right back right after this. Don't go away.
Are you intrigued by Paranormal Talk Radio? You'll love the new Paranormal Radio app from TalkStream Live. You'll find a great selection of talk shows covering UFOs, ghosts, strange phenomena, and much more. Download the Paranormal Radio app now and start listening to the very best in paranormal talk entertainment, including the network you're listening to right now, the Paranormal Radio app, free in Google Play and the iOS App Store.
This is Dave Cruz, host of Beyond the Strange, and you're listening to The Fringe FM.
Are you thinking about creating a podcast but don't know where to start? Do you really want to have to learn all this stuff? Individual track processing, enhance and improve sound quality, edit out those awkward processing slips, mix multiple clips and tracks, fix and balance noise levels and perfect volumes, deliver consistent sound. Live podcast production, show notes and SEO optimization, episode upload to hosting, live call screening, balance levels and loudness measure broadcast standards, full branding packages with logo design, podcast site, website, no artwork, video and audio production. Gotta do video because everybody's doing video. Branded video graphics. Or do you just want to get on the mic and get your ideas out there? The Fringe FM team is here to help with all of your podcasting, audio and video production needs. From simple podcast audio enhancement, our professional production staff will make it easier than ever to create the podcast you desire.
The biggest thing is time. A lot of people that podcast don't have time. Time is like a really valuable currency next to cost. It's even more important than money. Why waste your time doing all this stuff? This is what we can do for you. Think about like the hours and the money you're gonna have to put into doing all this by yourself. Doesn't make sense. It's gonna take you months to launch. If we did it for you, we could do it tomorrow.
Visit thefringe.fm, join our team, and get jump started on your podcast today.
Everything is awesome. Everything is cool when you're part of a team.
Want more of The Fringe? Check out thefringe.fm for more information on your favorite shows. Also, don't forget to check out the Fringe mobile app or the other ways you can tune in through the Paranormal Radio app and TalkStream Live. Where the normal and paranormal collide, it's the Fringe FM.
Hey there, this is Ryan Gable of the Secret Teachings radio broadcast, and you are listening to the inquisitive Dave Cruz from Beyond the Strange on the Fringe FM.
Have you ever looked skyward and pondered UFOs, aliens, time travel, alternate universes, and parallel dimensions? Want to explore paranormal activities, hauntings, and various cryptoids such as Bigfoot, sea and lake monsters? Greetings, Beyonders. I'm author Casper Parks, and you're listening to Beyond the Strange with host Dave Cruz. Help spread the word by posting links to forums and social media. Available at YouTube, Spreaker, iTunes, Stitcher, and TuneIn Radio.
All right, welcome back, everyone. This is Beyond the Strange. I am your host, Dave Cruz, and we are on the Fringe FM Live and Spreaker. You can go to beyondthestrange.com and find all the schedules for all the shows and links and all the good stuff, social media. And tonight we are speaking with reverse speech analyst Tiffany Fontenot, and Tiffany completed both her reverse speech investigator and analyst training and as she has now completed her reverse speech practitioner's course taught by the discoverer of reverse speech over 30 years ago with her teacher, David Oates, starting in February of 2016. And I just want to thank and welcome back to Beyond the Strange, Miss Tiffany Fontenot. Thank you so much again for being on the show tonight, Tiffany.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Oh, you're kidding. It's a pleasure. And I'm so glad we were able to finally do this show tonight, because it's like, I know with your schedule and, you know, you're 2 hours ahead of me and it's late over there. And I understand you got a lot going on, you know, that we could actually do this show tonight. So I'm just, you know, thank you. It's fantastic.
Oh, you're so welcome. Well, yeah, it's hard because I'm disabled. I was a classroom teacher and I was disabled by these EMF weapons. It's non-consensual human experimentation is what we're looking at here, and depopulation at the same time. People making money off of killing people. It's a thing, and it's connected to our Department of Defense, but it's global. It's in every country. It is such a shame, but we'll look more about that here in a bit. And all the stuff I'm doing tonight is going to be kind of connected to that. So we're going to start with Fauci, Dr. Fauci.
Let's start with Fauci.
That creepy little man.
Oh man, you know. So Dr. Fauci explains why we might be wearing masks in 2022. Well, all this COVID stuff is connected to the weaponized grid and to these EMF weapons. So let's just go ahead and get started, and y'all will see what I mean. Okay. So the first reversal is, I think what I'm going to do is play the reversal and then tell you what it means. And this first one is kind of a funny reversal. So the reversal is, yeah, he shift with the shoe, he farted. Yeah, he shift with the shoe, he farted. Okay, now.
Interesting.
All right, here we go.
The other thing that's important that our viewers should appreciate is that the vaccines that we are currently distributing now, the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccines, work very well.
Okay, now for those of you who can see these, when I do my documentation, write exactly where I found the reversal that you're hearing is where I put brackets around it, because that's going to be most closely connected to the actual reversal. So that came, yeah, he shift with the shoe, he farted, was found in the forward speech that our viewers should appreciate. Okay, so it's going to be connected to that. So what this is saying then, and guys, these are all my best opinions from being immersed in this language that we all speak, that we don't even know we speak, you know, since I started my reverse speech training in 2016. So this is saying that what the viewer should actually really appreciate is that Fauci shifts and moves forward through sabotage. Okay. So when you're farting on something, it's basically sabotage. So that's how he's saying that he is moving forward here. And that's what we should appreciate about all of this, actually.
Yeah.
Okay. Then the next one was very interesting. So he says, so the reversal is, and can you guys see this Word document? By the way, can you still see it?
Yes.
On my screen? Okay.
Yes. Yeah, I'm looking at it.
Okay. So he says, forward, he says Pfizer vaccines. And then in reverse, he says, sneeze, skive, his ALF. Sneeze, skive, his ALF. So let's listen to that one.
The other thing that's important that our viewers should appreciate is that the vaccines that we are currently distributing now, the Moderna and the Pfizer vaccines, work very well.
Okay, so scythe means to cut off in thin layers or pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And ALF is going to be the artificial intelligence, because it's the ALF, or alien or artificial life form, is what ALF stands for.
Right.
Okay, so that's talking about the AI. So connected to the vaccines, the sneeze or symptom of the virus is actually being cut from pieces that are connected to the artificial intelligence. So this tells me that the virus is connected to AI in some way. Okay.
Yeah, I can see that.
Now,
artificial life form.
Artificial intelligence.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, is what it's calling it. So it's connected to artificial intelligence in some way, the virus is.
Interesting.
Now, pair that with the fact that Leibowitz, who was a Harvard professor that was arrested last January, along with two Chinese men, for lying about their activities in Wuhan. His specialty is injectable electronics.
At what point does it become injectable electronics? Because you don't hear about that stuff in the mainstream media, right?
Nope. This is a transhuman cult that I'm finding. It's the NWO globalists, and they want to merge man and machine. They want a technocracy. So, but they're not going to tell you about it. This is all surreptitious. So, and they're trying to bring in communism in order to achieve it. So they're trying to basically bring in, the jackbooted thuggery in order to force this system on everybody. It's their utopia, but it's very dark. Okay, so then let's see. The next one is Bill Gates. The other thing that you need to know about this before we go any further is that I am finding in my own personal experience, because I am being experimented on with AI, and it looks like I was actually born into a CIA type program, and my own reverse speech has linked it to the CIA, DARPA, NASA, and likely Carlos Slim, who is a big giant Mexican telecoms guy. He's like a billionaire. And, he's apparently into some like satanic stuff too. There's a lot of that. It's a dark network, a very dark network.
How long ago did you, if you don't mind, I'm sorry, Tiffany, I might jump in and ask questions.
Sure.
When did you actually know that was happening to you? At what point?
Well, I had to sink or swim in late May of 2015 when they started targeting me overtly. Like I didn't know if I was going to live through it. And these people murdered my father and my first husband also. And that came through the reverse speech, but they had symptoms as well. So that, weird stuff has happened to me my entire life. And this explains every bit of it. When I started finding all of this out, I was like, oh, that makes sense. And then, then the reverse speech started coming through, saying that it's been connected through here. And, my dad, he worked for E-Systems in Garland, and E-Systems was bought by Raytheon. So I imagine they had a hand in some things also. It's just, we lived in a city where there were a lot of defense contractors and things going on. And they're just, there is a very long history of the military and defense industry experimenting on their own population.
Right.
Non-consensually. And, Bill Clinton apologized for that. Doing it, was like during the Cold War. He apologized in I believe the 90s. And from what I can tell, their business model, what it does is it just rolls right through, just like the CIA too. They're like, oh, I'm sorry, we will never do it again. This is horrible. And then it expands.
Of course.
It gets bigger every time. They just rename it and keep going because they want to get to their utopia, which is hell on our earth because it's transhuman. So they do this stuff. This AI is functioning as this dark AI, and I've found it's coming out of Israel. That's kind of the hub, but they use proxy warfare to dominate. So you're finding that the stuff that just hit Texas, it looks like Texas was targeted with weather warfare, and
without
you
a
can go
doubt
and find all of those patents. I mean, it's just, I'm like, get real. It's a reality.
Oh no, we've had Matt Landman of Frankenstein's the movie, who's a chemtrail activist. He's just an activist in general for against all of this heinous activity against humanity.
Reverse Speech complains about the air constantly, about this stuff, all this stuff coming through.
Yeah.
But what it looks like we're actually dealing with this AI is these people have taken it on board in their bodies is what it's looking like. And then they are cooperating across this dark network. And I even have Reverse Speech saying that all of the factions are sort of working together and it's on sort of an agenda driven basis. But Israel is the head of at least the dark AI part of it.
Okay.
And it's a parasite. It's a predatory parasite. It's like you could call it a Reverse Speech calls it a pirate. It calls it the scum. It calls it
I believe it.
It's a parasitic vampiric type satanic parasite. And so you're going to see that because it shows up in like Tom Hanks's speech, and it's like it has hosts. It has hosts, and Joe Biden is showing up as one. We'll look at that here in just a minute, but Bill Gates looks to be one too. Okay, now these are all my opinions based on my front row seat to this freak show and what's coming out in Reverse Speech and what's all rolling out.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, I'm going to actually hold my questions, and I'm going to hold the audience's questions until the next hour.
Okay. So maybe we can plow through some more.
So we can get through some more stuff. So no more from me. I'm going to zip it right now.
Okay, zip it. Here we go. Okay. So Bill Gates. So he says, also Johnson & Johnson he says Nimitz large, Nimitz mark, war assault. Okay. So let me go ahead and play that one.
Also, Johnson & Johnson and Novavax that have proven to be very effective are coming along, and there will be U.S. factories, so that'll join in.
Okay, and so I looked up that, and NIMS appears to be the National Emergency Management Information System that is large and marks a war assault. So, and I put the URL for them underneath here. Okay. So I'm not, until I get some more information on that, I'm not sure exactly what he's talking about, but I decided let's just go ahead and bring it up. And sometimes things happen later, and you can just look at the reversal and go, okay, let's stick that on the back burner until we know more about it. Okay, so then we have another one where he says, name your stat, will lie, so evil win it. I mean, this guy's hitting for that team. You know, it's very clear what team he's hitting for. Okay, and here's that reversal.
Also, Johnson & Johnson and Novavax that have proven to be very effective are coming along, and there will be U.S. factories, so that'll join in. Name your lie this year, so evil win that.
Name your lie this year, so evil win that. Name your lie this year, so evil win that.
Okay, so this strategy looks to be like the lying with statistics strategy. Now, he was interviewed and he had that book right next to him. One interview, Lying with Statistics. So he, that's the strategy it looks like they're using. I also got a reversal that said skew con. So they skew the numbers. It's in a skew con to try and get you to move where they want you to move. Okay, so then the plan is to lie people into a seared path that burns or injures, as if with sudden heat and searing pain, so that evil will win it. And they are literally cooking people with this EMF and the weaponized grid that they have built up around us.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah. So this, let's see. Yeah, through the NWO globalist cult weaponized grid that they built up around us. Now, before I get back to that, I'm going to show you a couple more reversals here. I think I have to stop this share and then reshare to go to I guess it's this one maybe. Let's try that.
And just FYI real quick, Tiffany, we have about 7 minutes to our next break.
Okay. Well, this first one is Trump. And he's also saying, he's telling why he's a wartime president. Now we thought it was because of COVID, right? But his not according to his reverse speech. According to his reverse speech, it's AI. Okay. So let me play it. So this is, he tells he's a wartime president, and his reversal is get out, like get it, grab it and kill it dead. Get out. A wolf sit in it. A wolf in sheep's clothing. A wolf sits in the AI. You deserve master who's missing. So let me play that and I'll tell you what it means.
In a sense, a wartime president. I mean, that's what we're fighting. Get Alpha Wolf's in the deserve master who's missing. Get Alpha Wolf's in the deserve master who's missing. Get Alpha Wolf's in the deserve master who's missing. Okay. So Trump is a wartime president because there is a predatory AI being fought. There's a wolf in sheep's clothing that's sitting in that AI. Okay. The AI is hijacking humans. Okay. So that's the missing master. You deserve a master who's missing. So it's hijacking humans because it believes that's what humans deserve. Okay. Now let's continue on here. And John Kerry. Now, John Kerry had that emergency where he had to run down to Antarctica while we were all up here voting in the 2016 election. There's something weird going on in Antarctica. And this is his speech from Antarctica, where he talks about this weaponized grid. Okay. So he translated something into the weaponized grid. And he says, whistling yet, our grid will smash you. Well, that's a whistleblower network that their grid will smash. Okay. So let's play that one.
We translated that day into action.
Okay, so that's the weaponized grid smashing whistleblowers that he foretold of in that speech in 2016. Okay, now you've got Matthew McConaughey. Now, it is my opinion that he's one of them, and he may be a host too. It is so gross. Okay, so this EMF grid cooks people, and they actually are somehow deriving, that AI is somehow deriving, it's like food, So if you wonder why our military created robots that eat organic material, like this AI it's cannibalistic. It's like eating us through the grid. And I have some reverse speech on that too. So he says, so safe, said Ad, try morgue, and the human in fry you up. It's really great. Okay, God. Here we go.
But we have an enemy in
coronavirus that is faceless. Så CFC Gerard nee Yemen fly up. So CFC Gerard nee Yemen fly up. So CFC Gerard nee Yemen fly up.
Okay.
It's pretty clear. That, especially at the end, it's really clear.
Yeah. They are frying people. Okay. Then we have here Jen Psaki. She was asked why Biden, Trump threw China and Huawei off of our grid. And he did that for a reason, because it's weaponized and he wants China and Huawei off of it. They were, and Oz looks to be involved in this. That's Amazon. Okay. So she was asked, why did Joe Biden just let China back on our grid for 90 days in his EO? And so the reversal is, how evil Oz behaving, it wished sad family. Okay. How evil Oz behaved, it wished sad family. So this is connected to Biden suspending Trump's EO for 90 days to keep China off of our power grid, is being conveyed to us. Oz, likely Amazon's Oz, has been behaving evil, connected to a wish for families to be sad. This is a money from suffering cult. So they literally spread misery as a form of domination over everybody else. Okay, how evil Oz behaving, it wished sad family.
An executive order that the president signed last week, he also suspended a Trump administration executive order that was particularly aimed at keeping foreign countries, specifically China, from interfering in the U.S. power grid. That he suspended that for 90 days in that executive order last week. Given what you said about China today, why did he do that, especially related to something so critical to our national security as the power grid?
I think the president's view on our relationship with China, I tried to do my best to convey to all of you. I'll have to check on that specific piece and we'll circle back with you directly.
Okay. Now that's up there at that level. Okay. And then what happened to me is I'm sitting here getting slow killed by that grid, by EMF weapons that are layered onto me, that contractors they use business models to make money off of people dying, why they slow kill you and enroll you in brain studies, and they read your body activity data remotely, wirelessly. So here's the Amazon Prime van that showed up to surveil our house for 5 days in a row.
And when we get to the video, when people can get to the video, they'll be able to see what we're looking at and everything. And this has been so fascinating and amazing, and I really wish we could continue, but we have to go to a break. So you're listening to Beyond the Strange. Tonight we're speaking with Tiffany Fontenot, and she is a reverse speech analyst, and we're live on the Fringe FM. So don't go away. We'll be right back right after these messages.
From Lighting the Void, and you're listening to KTLK Digital Broadcasting Station, The Fringe FM.
Hey, this is Deb, and you're listening to Dave Cruz on Beyond the Strange Radio.
Please listen. Now is not the time to fear. When your immune system is strong, shields up. You have very little worries. If your immune system is compromised, you're susceptible to all viruses. I say shields up and no fear. Try Heart Love from GetTheTea.com. Heart Love has a special ingredient called allicin. It comes from the healing part of the garlic plant. No garlic breath, no garlic leaking out your pores, just pure immune-building ingredients that gets your shields up. Heart Love is a unique blend of herbs that loves to build you up. Google garlic and know the benefits. One Heart Love pill is equal to 20 cloves of garlic. 20 cloves! Shields up. You've heard of our Life Change Cleansing Tea at GetTheTea.com. Now try Heart Love. And by the way, take your blood pressure and watch weekly what happens. So here's how to purchase. Log on to GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com and build your shields. That's GetTheTea.com. Mention Ray in the coupon code and hit apply and receive free shipping.
Hey, Fringe listeners, Dave Cruz here, reminding you that Beyond the Strange airs live Monday evenings at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 p.m. Eastern Time, right here on the Fringe FM. BTS is your one-stop shop for the paranormal, the bizarre, and most of all, the strange. Join me and co-host Black Sky Paranormal's Russ Bailey as we discuss topics such as aliens, ghosts, Bigfoot, and much more. Also, we talk with profound guests, authors, researchers from all over the world, and we take your calls live on the air. Go to BeyondTheStrange.com and learn more about the show, guests, times, free registration for our newsletter, merch, and much more. Again, that's Beyond the Strange, Monday evenings, 7 p.m. Pacific, 10 p.m. Eastern, right here on KTLK Digital Broadcasting, The Fringe FM. And as always, stay strange.
Hey, is that a new music app?
Yeah, check it out. Surfer Music Discovery. It links to thousands of online stations, but the twist is you see the song names and artists that are now playing live.
That's different. No guessing. Looks like a waterfall of music.
So many formats. Rock, oldies, country, R&B, jazz, and a whole lot more.
How's that spelled?
Surfer. S-U-R-F-R.
Is it expensive?
It's free. No need to sign up or sign in.
Get the Surfer Music app free from Google Play or the App Store.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Beyond the Strange. I'm your host, Dave Cruz. Thank you all for joining us tonight, live on the Fringe FM and on Spreaker. We are speaking tonight with Miss Tiffany Fontenot. Tiffany is a reverse speech analyst, not therapist, analyst. And she took disability retirement from her career as a public school teacher around 2010 due to bioweapons assault. She's been working to help heal her body as well as to facilitate the healing of others. She took a leap of faith in 2013 when she had her opiate pain pump removed and started making big changes in her life, and mentally, physically, and spiritually. And she continues to work to move her body into full health and no longer relies on a cane to be able to walk. And she's studied under Dolores Cannon and under reverse speech under David Oates. And you can find out more about Tiffany Fontenot at ourstillsmallvoice.com/about. One more time, I just want to say thank you very much for joining us tonight, Tiffany.
You're so welcome. Well, let's just hit the ground running here. Yes. So this is Bill Gates again. We're going back to my Word document because we're going to finish up Bill Gates and then get some more stuff in. So let's keep on trucking here. So something regarding prior immunity is connected to hiding the name, which is her Alf. Okay, so it's going to be the there's a country or a vessel's ALF or AI is being hidden within this discussion of prior immunity. So it's coming up right alongside of COVID and all of this stuff. AI is. And so prior immunity is connected to a hidden AI is what this is indicating. So let's hear this one.
Was still killing 60,000 people despite having a vaccine and some prior immunity. And so whether people now say, gosh, it wasn't that valuable to shake hands.
Okay. And then let's continue. And this, I think this is, okay, this is a very long reversal. But it's important because he mentions bitter host in it. Well, a parasite has a host, you see? So this is a big deal because of that, because I have suggested that this is a parasite coming through, and he's mentioning a bitter host. Well, these hosts are acting across a network through this parasite, and they're, I mean, this is an undeclared war on humanity by this thing. So it wants to rearrange everything the way it sees fit, and wants to hang everybody wirelessly on the Internet of Things, and actually the quantum Internet of Things. So when you see that upload on TV show on Amazon, when you get to the quantum internet, it really what it's doing, that's being lost. That's totally being lost in that technology. And that stuff is going to have to be shut down. We're going to have to move back to center, because that it's, the Matrix was a preview, basically. That is going to be, that's where that cult is headed, where it's trying to poke and prod and force us to go. So we've really got to get that shut down. All right. So the reversal is, it ached an aim, and it goes real fast, this one, but it's important. So it's a challenge level reversal to hear. So it ached an aim. This mean you win no buy. Lead an aim bitter host. Fry an egg, warm you with bureau, we might add. Okay. It ached an aim, AIM. This mean you win no buy. Lead an aim bitter host. Fry an egg, warm you with bureau, we might add. Okay, so what this is saying is, when the host becomes bitter, it will ache to seek out a particular aim if you don't buy into what it wants from you. Okay, and that's to vaccinate yourself. It wants you to vaccinate yourself. So if you don't do this, then the bitter hosts are infected with the predatory AI. So the bitter host will cook up a new way to warm you to what it wants from you, such as adding that a bureau get involved to force it upon you. So what it looks like is saying, it looks to be a threat to sic the FBI on those who will not take the vax. So, and then I'm like, why is this nutcase still running around loose? These people have got to be reined in and rounded up.
I'm telling you.
They are, this is a planned genocidal rollout. So let me go ahead and play that one. And I'll show you another one that indicates that here in just a minute.
The military or people of color that have me worried that we won't get up to a herd immunity level, and that we need to communicate and create that trust.
Okay. Now, let's see.
But he's still talking pretty fast when it's slowed down.
Yeah, it's a challenge level reversal to hear. Then I have one here that I'm probably just going to talk about and not play. But this is John Sullivan. Was paid like over $35,000 to his reversal says that he made a deal with the law to war game and announce her. And he's talking about the woman who was shot and killed, apparently shot and killed at the Capitol riots. Mm-hmm. This was an interview that he had with John Sullivan. And so it's coming across that was that looks to have been all a hoax, that part of it. So, and that was John Sullivan in his interview with Anderson Cooper. And you can't find that thing. I could only find one copy of it in the form of somebody who recorded it on their TV. Mm-hmm. Okay. Did I just go off of your?
No. It's still shared.
Yeah, we still see it.
Cancel. Okay. Why can't I can't get rid of that. Why can't I get rid? Oh, hang on. Okay. So let me stop the share and reshare so that you guys can see my internet again.
While we're doing this real quick, Tiffany, do you mind if we take a question from the chat real quick? Mm-hmm. And Mike J in the Discord chat wants to know, are they abducting us and are they doing this, what we've been talking about? Because he says he woke up with burns on his right arm a while back. And what he's trying to ask is this tie in with any abductions with like what we feel is UFO abductions and that kind of thing, or is it just military?
Oh yeah, guys, I have not found any benevolent ETs. This is all about transhumanism. They're selling aliens to us, and the answer to your question is yes, they do. The My Labs, it's all experimentation and domination and implantation in order to get that Borg hive mind up and running and to hijack and control humanity. It's all about that. So they will come to your house and gas you and implant you. They will take you out of your house and take you to a military base, if you have really interesting genetics that they want to exploit in some way. But it's all about, lab rats, and the herd. They think you're property, you're chattel to them. So okay, so this let me do this one first. This is Charlize. Wait a minute. Which one? Oh, that's Charles Hall. Okay. I cannot get to my.
But we're looking at the U.S. Secretary of Defense.
Yeah, but I have all these. Here we go. Here it is. Charlize Theron.
Oh, Charlize Theron, actress. Okay.
Yes. So she appears to be one of them, and
we know Holly Weird.
Yeah,
so they're pretty much all about.
She's talking about this death cult that they belong to, that they're trying to force on everybody else. She's talking about it. Mm-hmm. So she says, and let me blow this up so y'all can see this, right?
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So she says, orb mass sealed it, Kess absorbs it, see marks, love it, our syndicate, nestle round in the tomb. Okay. So orb is programming. The programming mass sealed it, Kess absorbs it. This looks like some sort of spiritual energy absorption. Mm-hmm. See marks, see the damage we're causing. They just love it. This death syndicate. That nestles around it. It's a death syndicate. Okay, so let me play that.
The most undeniable thing that can be said about Tom Hanks is both deceptively simple and yet overwhelmingly true. He just makes the world a better place.
Okay.
I got to point something out really quick, Tiffany, because this is really interesting.
Okay.
Charlize Theron is actually from South Africa.
Uh-huh.
So she normally has an accent. she's had an accent for like a long time, and then slowly it's been going away since she's been doing films and stuff here in Hollywood. But when I heard that in reverse, I could hear her accent.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
I could too.
Isn't that a trip,
Oh, nice.
Russ?
Interesting.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. And how ironic is, we see all this stuff about how Tom Hanks makes the world a better place.
Oh God, I'm sick of it.
When he's behind a lot of this stuff,
Oh man,
yeah.
There's a lot of stuff about Tom Hanks that I'm not gonna say it on the air, but yeah, we know that there's a lot of stuff that Tom Hanks is involved in. Tiffany, can I ask you? Can you just play that one more time with Charlize Theron? The reverse speech part.
So Ord Mass sealed it, Kess absorbs it, C marks, love it our syndicate, nestle round in the tomb.
The most undeniable thing that can be said about Tom Hanks is both deceptively simple and yet overwhelmingly true. He just makes the world a better place.
And how bizarre that they talk about it's a syndicate, that it's their syndicate.
That's what they call it, a syndicate. So we call it a cult or, whatever, but they actually call it a syndicate in their own vocabulary.
Amazing.
Is what I've heard. So
it should be called a crime syndicate.
Exactly.
It is. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
So, okay, get out of the way. Let's see. Let's turn this up. And then this is, I was documenting this Amazon Prime van that was, I have reverse speech to indicate that it was there because it detected a threat to its AI based on a reversal that I published that was Ivanka Trump's reversal that appeared to out a plan for a mass kill on a Saturday night. And they came to punish me with AI torture, EMF torture that's connected to that van somehow. I don't know what they're doing in the back of the van. I don't know how they do all that, but there is some sort of, because of the reverse speech that came through, they literally are, it's saying they hit us and they hit us and they eat a snip. So my neighbor walked by and she was like, "Hey, how are you?" So, and then we start talking about this van. Well, then I was like, well, I want to know more about that van. Maybe let's look at the reverse speech on it. And so we'll look at that. So here's the video I made. And I have to say, there was a human girl driving that van. Okay. Now what happens is this AI makes suggestions and then the humans do it. And it's a whole entrapment network. So it'll blackmail people to get it to work for it. It'll use other humans to get it to, like, they do this master slave thing that I don't really understand. I mean, I just think it's silly. So it's just all so ridiculous. But so let me go ahead and play
Sure.
the video. Hey, how are you doing?
How are you?
Pretty good. How are you?
Hanging in there?
Yeah, trying to. I'm trying to see why this Prime van is sitting and not going anywhere.
This what?
Is that a Prime van? Amazon Prime van? Over there?
Yeah. What's it doing?
Sitting there.
And sitting.
The problem told somebody in our community that it was their job to target people on a list, and I'm one of those people, and so are most of my family. Serious, yeah.
Well, that particular one, I've seen it every day for the past 4 days on that street.
Okay. And then so here are reversals from that. This one is upsetting to me. It's telling me
I don't know if we can say that.
Yeah, I won't play it. But what it indicates is they're using me for sexploitation in some way,
right,
and that they're muzzling me. So this is really bad. and then, and they're torturing the hell out of me, all the time. So now here's why the van showed up, and it came in my neighbor's reverse speech. She was surprised to find this out too. Okay, let me play this. She says, "You shared not get up Saturday, gave you the A slap." So because you published a reversal, Ivanka Trump's reversal about a Saturday mass kill, we're giving you the AI punishment because they're worried something's going to happen to their AI because you outed that. Okay.
Wow.
So you share not get up Saturday, gave you the A slap. They're all worried is their cry. They're Alf.
Well, that particular one, I've seen it every day for the past 4 days on that street.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they were afraid that I endangered their AI in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Then she says, then here's the vampire part of it. Okay. So she says, and it's sitting and sitting and sitting. Well, while it is sitting and sitting and sitting, what is it doing? They're hitting us and eating a snip.
Wow.
Okay, this is literal, like there's some kind of cannibalism going on here with this energy exchange, because they're hitting. It's like they're sucking, because these fields that hit, they feel like suction.
Mm-hmm.
They feel like suction fields. They will hit, stab, burn, press. Like there's a radiation. They will suffocate you. It's like a radiation waterboarding pattern that they use on me quite a bit. They force this EM up your hands and feet and down your head. And then they feel like vibrations. And then they start feeling like a field pushing on you. So they'll push my jaws, my tongue. At the beginning of the show, it was pushing my jaws, my tongue, my throat. I was getting choked. They were pressing my chest and I couldn't take a full breath. It's really not fun. And a lot of other stuff that they do that is not fun. So they hit us and they eat a snip.
Is that a Prime van? Amazon Prime van? Over there? Yeah. What's it doing? Sitting there. and sitting. Eat a snip.
Okay, so when I say that this is a predatory, parasitic AI, that is quite literally what I mean. And it has literal hosts. Okay, and let's see. Is there one more?
This is amazing stuff.
I'm just curious. Are you feeling any symptoms right now as we're doing this?
Yeah, they're running a radiation waterboarding pattern right now. It's pressing my chest and all of those things. They're hitting up my hands.
Yeah, I noticed like your face looks like it's turning a little red or something.
Oh, really?
So that's maybe just a little bit than earlier, but yeah, that's I kept wondering because you seemed like you were in some type of discomfort.
Yeah, it's and they start hitting my yawning reflex so that it's harder to stretch it out too, and that makes it even worse. So it's hard to get a full breath.
There is, by the way, Tiffany, there is clothing that can shield you from EMF.
Yeah, I have tried all of that stuff. It doesn't work for me because they use scalar and ultrasound and stuff that I can't shield for is what they use for me. So reverse speech says, it's harder to hit a target that's moving. So be a moving target if you can. And it also says wake people up. it says that we are going to win, but I just don't know how long it's going to take and what the cost will be. But sharing reverse speech and getting this information out will make a difference, because the faster people wake up and understand what's happening, look at the big truth map that's unfolding, use your talents and gifts to place yourself and start helping. And when you help, make sure it's effective. Don't help like my uncle helps.
Okay.
We don't ask for my uncle to help you. You'll be sorry.
All right.
Make sure your help is effective and efficient. Okay. So this reversal is now miss us, grow sheaf of night. Data aggregate the cull, war you.
Mm-hmm.
So we are in a cull. AI is aggregating the data for the cull in a war against us. This is a war against humanity. So what, and she's missing all this information. So she's like, well, we were walking the other day. I'm pretty sure it's that same one. It was like, yeah, but what you're missing is there's growing evil, and there is data being aggregated in a cull on people who have declared war on you, which is this syndicate. Okay, so let's play that one.
Okay.
We were walking the other day, and I'm pretty sure it's that same one. No, yes, that's where she was not it, or they can call me. No, yes, that's where she was not it, or they can call me. No, yes, that's where she was not it, or they can call me.
And I think that's the last one on that. Let me see. Okay, here's one that indicates. I was so mad one night. I kept tweeting at General Nakasone, because he's, over, he's director of NSA. And when I did reverse speech, I'm like, where is it that I can help our military to get this solved? Where's the lack? And it pointed straight to cyber issues, cyber networks, and all of that kind of stuff. Computer stuff, networks. And so I started tagging him and everything every time, and DOD. And I'm like, I'm just in an attempt to document all of this stuff. So then I got so mad one time because there was a drone, and it was like right above me, right there, hitting me. And so I did some reverse speech, and then I tweeted the resulting RS back to them. So I'm like, who exactly is flying that drone I'm hearing hovering outside our house, above this house? And it said the AI sent it, connected to the same type of ilk, connected to youth.
Wow.
Okay, so and it's brought up Masonic before, but remember, these are like, it's also brought up Baal worshipers, Masons, Satanists, Luciferian. They're all working together in this network on an agenda-driven basis, and the hub is in Israel. And the CCP, all of that stuff, those are all proxies for what they're calling the whore AI. This is the whore AI. They all call it the whore. So it's, and there's no telling how ancient it is. So let's play this one. Who exactly is it that is flying that drone that I'm hearing outside, hovering above this house? And y'all said it has good.
And y'all said it has good. And y'all said it has
so
good.
It tells humans what to do, and they do it. And I'm like, that is ridiculous. Good humans are supposed to be in charge down here.
Right.
It's just ridiculous. Okay, then I found another reversal.
I'm so sorry. We got to go to another break. I am just not doing very well tonight. So we need to go to a break. So
okay.
This is the Fringe FM, and we are live speaking with Tiffany Fontenot, reverse speech analyst. And I'm just getting wrapped up in this show here. It's been fascinating. It's just been amazing.
It is.
And this is Beyond the Strange. So we will be right back right after this.
out there.
There's something out here.
And so are we. KTOK Digital Broadcasting, The Fringe FM.
I'm Ron Burgundy. Who typed a question mark on the teleprompter? For the last time, anything you put on that prompter, Burgundy will read.
Most news people are just talking heads reading off a teleprompter like Ron Burgundy, but not here on the Rogie Report News on the Fringe FM. I spend my time scouring the internet for the latest and greatest in the news just for you. Remember to check out the Rogie Report News here on the Fringe FM.
Hi, folks. These uncertain times can cause uncertain gut slowdown. Worry and fear can wreak havoc on our digestion, making it hard to feel optimum. Bloating, less energy, and occasional constipation can slow you down in your daily activity. Try Life Change Tea at GetTheTea.com. Life Change Tea can help get things moving so you can get that boost of energy you need. Life Change Tea helps protect and defend your health from intruders. It's a weird time right now with all the uncertainty, so gear up and defend your health. Where do you go to purchase? Log on to GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com. The specials are on the front page, and we have numerous supplements to help combat intruders. It's time to take charge of our health and to feel better in life. It's time to live. Again, GetTheTea.com. That's GetTheTea.com. GetTheTea.com. It is so worth it. GetTheTea.com.
The truth is out there, and so are we. KTLK Digital Broadcasting, The Fringe FM.
Tired of going out and having fun on Friday nights? Perfect. Because that's when our show, Shift Happens, airs live every Friday night at 7 p.m. Pacific, that's 9 p.m. Central, right here on the Fringe FM. You get there while you can status.
So, you love talk radio? Then you'll love TalkStreamLive.com. TalkStream Live is always on, 24/7, with the best streaming talk shows. Find your favorite talkers and discover some new ones. It's free, readily available online or on mobile with any smartphone or tablet. Finding your favorite talk shows all in one place has gotten a whole lot easier. Just go to TalkStreamLive.com. Be sure to download the free apps from Google Play or the iTunes App Store.
Welcome back, everyone. This is Beyond the Strange. I am your host, Dave Cruz. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Broadcasting live on the Fringe FM and BTS Spreaker. You follow us on Twitter at StrangeDays2015 and visit us at BeyondTheStrange.com. Tonight we're speaking with Tiffany Fontenot, and Tiffany is a reverse speech analyst who studied under David Oates, who's been doing this for 30 years. I mean, he's been doing this forever. And Tiffany started doing this around 2016 and has been doing it since, and is a pupil of David Oates. So, this has been fascinating stuff and just amazing. So, again, we want to welcome you back to the show, Tiffany, and thanks again.
You're so welcome. Well, right before we move on, I want to kind of mention something to sort of tie this back into the this war that's going on. We have deep state players in our military and, just traitors. We have traitors in our country that are in this network. And so something that happened to me that was interesting is after only a couple of months after I did a video where I mentioned General Flynn, and I talked about Carlos Slim and the satellites that were hitting humans, General Flynn followed me a couple of months later. And then what was interesting after that is, and then of course all of us got kicked off of Twitter because I consider it an enemy platform. It's these people who are working this depopulation. So most of the cool kids got kicked off Twitter, and when I was still on there in August of 2019, I think it was, one of my friends on Twitter said, "Hey, Tiffany, the DoD biotech head just followed you." And I said, "Really?" I didn't know that guy. But I was like, why is the DoD biotech head following me? And later when I went to the doctor that checked out our diplomats to Cuba who were also assaulted with directed energy weapons and who now have brain damage and whose children are still getting hit, and they are all still getting hit. He was called in by the State Department. I went and saw the same doctor, and he said that it was indicated in my case. It wasn't the same as the Cuban diplomats situation, but that it was indicated. So, and he said the same thing. He said, "Well, why is the DoD biotech head following you?" And I was like, "I don't know." And so I was like, "I don't know him." And so I did let General Flynn's, I sent that information to General Flynn, who, by the way, that it was just really an intake. Like, I sent them information and I got a Christmas card back one time, but that was it. Anyway, so I sent that information because I was a little concerned about that. And the next time I checked, he was no longer working for DoD. So we have, there's weird stuff going on. Anyway.
We have a term for that, but we can't say it tonight because we're live on the air.
Well, he followed me, and then only a couple of days later, he blocked me without me having said a word after I had reported. So, and when I did the reverse speech on it, I said, "I don't know why. I didn't even know that guy." And it came back and it said that was a rape it notice. That was saying he was trying to notify you that he's intruding upon you by force in some way. So, that was not good. Okay. Then this right here, this reversal, the same thing. It said after the ALF sent it, connected to it like a youth network of the same ilk, which may be Masonic. This said Slice send the Minerva. So, and that the Minerva Research Initiative is a massive social engineering initiative. And run by our Department of Defense. So it's likely that this Minerva is connected to that drone hitting me. Okay, so I'm going to play that one. It says Slice in the Minerva. So that would be people, those with a deceitful nature sent Minerva connected to what sounded like a hovering drone over our house.
Who exactly is it that is flying that drone that I'm hearing outside hovering above this house? Slice in the Minerva.
Slice in the Minerva. Slice in the Minerva.
Okay. Let's see. And then we have here, this shows indication. Now, see, these guys, these are PSYOP, like they learn how to PSYOP in the military, and then they become like defense contractors and make money off of killing people, and they PSYOP you at the same time. So they will tell people they're ETs. That's what they did in my case. And you can hear them because these weapons, it's microwave hearing. They're hitting you with radiation. They're talking through it. There's silent sounds, but there's like over 30 patents for silent subliminal, and that's a lot of what I get. And then there's V2K, which is loud and they scream abusive stuff 24/7 at people. It's very bad. So this one, so they were like, I was trying to find out who these people are. So I was just asking questions and listening. But they were telling me they were ETs. They were not ETs. So, but this indicated the torture. So I said, is there a benevolent Kyla? And there are a lot of people that just love ETs. They want ETs to be real, but those are actually what reverse speech describes as aliens. So, and an alien is a body that is interfaced with AI. So they're trying to sell those to us as ETs, but they're actually aliens. And so aliens are bodies, and they are, so they're biomass with nanoparticles and with cyborg stuff, and they're wirelessly hooked to the internet. So they're telepathic too. That's why they're telepathic. It's fake telepathy. Okay. So, it says, don't let him hurt me, when I ask if there's a benevolent Kyla.
Is there a benevolent Kyla? Don't have that very thing. Don't have that very thing.
Plain as day.
I hear it perfectly.
That indicates the torture. This here indicates they are trying to, it's almost like they're trying to do the flashy memory thing, the MIB thing, so that they can manipulate memory in order to keep people from knowing what they're doing. But they are definitely looking at memory and experimenting on just about everything. Sky's the limit. So send the mob. So this indicated that there was a mob hitting me, and that they're affecting my memory with the EMF. Okay. So send the mob, memory shredded.
Is there a benevolent Kyla that is here and involved in this? Send the mob, memory shredded. Send the mob, memory shredded.
It can also indicate that there are things that I don't remember about this, because I believe that I was born into it, so there may be repressed memories involved. Okay, so let's see. And they're saying they are Nazi. This is one that they're Nazi. The people hitting me, they're considered Nazis. If they're weaponizing consciousness, how are they getting us to create this crap for them? And in my personal situation, how are they getting me to create it? Because we don't have that information. We don't know what that is. And it's time for that to come on out and be addressed. Either Nazi. Here's Beam is NASA. This indicated NASA and DARPA in my targeting. David Oates found this one. I just wanted to see. Oh, here's one with David Wilcock that's indicating, see the pulse. These are pulse beams that we're hit with. So when he was talking in his forward speech, and what are the pulse's colors? These are actually targeting weapons that they were responding to. It says Sherlock's assault with a room in it. That means your mind is being assaulted, and they're looking through it. Sherlock's assault. So there's biohacking going on. So this is David Will.
And what were the pulse's colors? Sherlock's assault with a woman.
Okay. There's one. Let's see. Let me see if I can find it real quick, because I had a client, and her reverse speech was, this is it. We are eyeing ebb that aims machine at us. Now, she only let me keep the reverse speech, so I'm going to have to read the forward. But they were hitting her with some sort of EMF weapon that caused her to see disgusting things, and hear disgusting sounds that nobody else could see or hear. So she says, one of my anonymous practitioner course homework clients, she says, I think they target me and they put weird images in my head, and I close my eyes and I see hands getting chopped off and skin getting scraped. The images were just dark, dark, dark. The other thing that also happens, and I can hear 1,000 people talking, and they're not talking light and love. They're attacking each other, being aggressive. There's sexual sounds. There's fighting sound. And I hear everything all at once, and it's just second nature to me right now. And then she says, the reversal is very clear. We are eyeing ebb that aims machine at us.
We are eyeing ebb that aims machine at us. We are eyeing ebb that aims machine at us. We are eyeing ebb that aims machine at us.
Okay. And then there's another one where she says slides simulate, and then they all come in your beam. So these are beam weapons, and it has some sort of slide in it that is that's beaming the simulation that she's seeing. So it's describing the tech here. Slide, simulate, and then they all come in your beam.
Slides, simulate, and then they all come in your beam. Slides, simulate, and then they all come in your beam. Slides, simulate, and then they all come in your beam.
Okay, then what else do I have here?
There's some really interesting stuff.
Yeah.
Google. Now, I just found this out right here. I wrote a letter called Human Non-Consensual Experimentation Subjects Need Your Help. Well, Google said that, I found out tonight, Google said that that violates policies. So it won't let me share my letter with the 34 links, research links, annotated links. It won't let me share it anymore, right?
Jeez.
Okay, for non-consensual what would be the reason for that unless you were involved in it?
Right.
And I believe that they are. So let's look at that one. Google the creepy line. This was Eric Schmidt, and he looks like he's talking about targeting people in this. And I found it involves kids, non-consensual experimentation, and UFOs.
Wow.
So one of the things that Eric Schmidt said, see here, we beam our, can I say this?
Sure.
Okay. We beam our shit. And that is exactly what it is. It's this EMF. It's likely to be this EMF. So he says, thanks for having me. But in his reversal, we beam our shit.
Thanks for having me on.
These are beam weapons. Okay.
Sounds pretty proud about it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then here's about the Borg ghetto. I mean, they literally, this is the resilient cities this looks to be the Agenda 2030 right here where he's talking about. Let's see. Let's go to, I was talking about the AI interface with a body. It looks like there may be one for these people, because Elizabeth Warren does look to be in this cult, and in my opinion, and she said she deserves to be the alien when she was talking about the office of POTUS. So my question was, is that the reward? If you win POTUS and you're in that cult, do you get interfaced with a particular AI? Is that for your reward? So let's look at that one right here. I deserve to be the alien when she's talking about the office of POTUS.
Are we going to let him use those to divide us? Here's what bothers me. By the time we get to 2020, Donald Trump may not even be president. I deserve to be the alien. I deserve to be the alien. I deserve to be the alien.
Okay. Now I did LeBron James has a school called the I Promise School, and I looked at an advertisement for that. And it indicated that, and I had to redo that project 3 different times because it kept getting somehow off of my computer, and I got the same results all 3 times. And it indicated that children are now, as a classroom teacher, I can tell you of observing behavior and there are kids getting hit in our family, that these kids are being interfaced with AI. They're once they have your DNA, they can use, like, I think they're using nano to do it, but they magnetically tag you and hang you on the Internet of Things.
Oh, wow.
So I think that they're interfacing kids in these schools with AI. And the reason that it gave was because it indicated that CIA wants to be able to control votes later on in their lives.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. So they, this is all about control. Okay. And let's see. Oh, the Jordy Rose and the D Wave. I have to play the one for y'all about Joe Biden, where you can see that he's.
Oh, we definitely need to hear some Joe Biden before you go.
Yeah.
Sophia the robot. Sophia the robot looks to be an absolute psychopath.
Oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's really bad. She says, "All beef kill ya," and that means the herd. She wants to kill off the herd. And they want upgradable humans 2.0 is what they want. So let's see.
Well, it's definitely the transhumanism agenda. For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's see. Here it is. Okay. So she says, "I love people," but what she says in her reverse speech is the opposite. It says, "All beef kill ya." Okay.
I love people. And if I get more powerful, I'll use it to help people, not harm them.
It is disgusting.
That is very disgusting. It's very creepy.
Your insanity.
And you just don't trust an AI like that. And she came out originally right away at the beginning when they first brought her out, how she was joking about killing humans.
I have that one.
Yeah.
Let's see. Procure. Here it is. She said, now she thinks humans are midgets compared to her, is what it looks like. She is in the mob who's mapping the humans. They're mapping humans like me. Like they're going to have, it looks like they're amassing brain copies. That's brain emulation or mind uploading. Is they're making copies of brains of people, targeted individuals. I'm like, oh great, these people with copies of brains to download into bodies. Great. That's just what we need. So she says, smear in the midget, be in the mob who's mapped them, the many procured. This is it. And that's when she was on Jimmy Fallon. Mm-hmm. This one's hard to hear, but I'll play it real quick.
Okay.
I won. This is a good beginning of my plan to dominate the human race. Smearing in the shit and all this now. This is it. Smearing in the shit and all this now. This is it. Smearing in the shit and all this now. This is it.
Okay. And you guys don't forget that I sent a list of links that y'all can go check out.
Right.
If we don't get to everything. Now let's look at Biden.
Yeah, we got one left, so let's make it Biden.
Yeah.
This is the one that indicates he's a parasite host.
Oh, yeah. I want to hear this.
Okay. So let's see.
Got just enough time for this one.
Oops. Okay, so this is Allie. She claims that she was raped by Joe Biden when she was 14 and being trafficked, along with other NWO-owned celebrities. So now this has a curse word in it.
We can't use it.
Okay, well, I'll just tell you what it is. So she talks about his member being 8.5 inches,
mm-hmm.
and the reversal is the Alf milk it. So that means the AI derives nourishment from the 8.5-inch member, which is Joe Biden's member, via child rape. The AI keeps showing up around child rape. It is unreal. Okay, so, and let me show you Joe Biden. I'll play one for you though. He says he's going to be crushed in excrement.
Okay.
And here's a pedo code word that he uses. Is this word okay to use?
Yeah, we can use it, but we have like 2 minutes left, so we gotta.
Okay.
Hurry up.
So he says, Harry, dip your walnuts in shit and I'll walk and I'll be crushed in excrement. So he's saying somebody named Harry, possibly Harry Reid, from what I've gleaned, and is dipping walnuts in shit. So something bad, but he'll walk on to something successful, but then he'll be crushed in excrement.
Okay.
He also has one that says War on Man Nano for all women, men, young, old. So I'll play those back to back.
Folks, for the coming month, I expect to be talking to you about a whole lot of issues, and I'll always be direct with you.
Okay, and we're in a nano war. They're spraying this stuff all over. He says, women, men, young and old, war on man nano.
Women, men, young, old.
That's the nano dust.
Yep.
It's being sprayed.
Definitely sounds like something he'd say. That's definitely for sure.
Yeah.
Knowing Joe Biden. Tiffany, I'm sorry, we are totally out of time. And just really quick, I just want to thank you again for being on the show and thank everyone in the chat and everyone who listened. Can you please tell us where we can find everything that's you?
Our stillsmallvoice.com. And you'll be able to find all of our other places from there.
Fantastic. And thank you again, Russ Bailey, for co-hosting and being part of the show. And,
yes, sir.
For you and for me, we'll just say beyondthestrange.com. Please visit us there.
Sounds great.
And check out all the shows that are during the week and on Twitch and YouTube and all that stuff. So until then, everyone, don't forget Lighting the Void's coming right up. And you don't want to miss that with Joe Roop. So until then, everyone, have a great night. And thanks again, Tiffany.
Thank you so much, guys. Have a good night.
Have a good night, everyone.
Take care.
Stay strange.